Boom. Okay, so anything we say can be held against us, so be careful.
Sorry.
Again, probably a problem for us. Okay,
Just
welcome.
saying.
Just saying. 2026, welcome to the January challenge, the kickoff. I'm so happy that you guys are as anxious as me to get into 2026. Who's dumped all their cookies out and their cake?
I'm trying.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, dump.
I can't eat them fast enough.
And the wine, has everybody drank all the wine? Don't leave anything unopened, or
Oh, no.
if it's opened, please finish. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. We don't want to waste good wine. So welcome. And so let's just kind of go around. You guys have all done, well, refresh my memory. I know Sherry, you've done most of the challenges.
Yes.
Jean, did you ever do a challenge?
Yes, last year.
Last year, okay.
Mhm.
And Liz?
I did Vital 8, the big one.
The big one, okay.
I haven't done one.
Okay, and BA, you were kind of in and out.
Yeah, I didn't really do it with everything going on, but I did one years ago when you did, I don't know if it was Vital 8. You did something like 5 or 6 years ago,
Yeah, that's the
but I
big,
can't remember anything. So
yeah.
I'm a newbie.
Join the club.
I'm a newbie.
Clearly, I'm the same way. And Val, you're new.
I'm a rookie.
I'm a rookie. Well, we're all we all start over. That's the whole thing. Now, just real quick, the Vital 8, the name Vital 8 came from, if you go on my website, you'll see it says Vital 8 on there. It's one of the tabs at the top, and it really has a ton of information about the name Vital 8 Living came from 8 areas that if you optimize 8 areas, you can get yourself living into your, you can increase vitality and get yourself living into sort of your best self. So you can go on there and look at all that. We've done a bunch of challenges and we cover different areas in each of the challenges. So sometimes we focused on food, sometimes we focused on food and exercise, sometimes we focused on a cleanse. Like one time we did a Khichdi cleanse. A reset for the digestion. So all of that stuff, all that information over time I've built and I put on the website. So you can get in there and just dig around and kind of get familiarized with it. It can be overwhelming. You can get into macros and I mean, I've got all that stuff in there. No, we're not doing that. Don't freak out, Chris.
There's no math.
You can do as little or as much as you want. This is not what this is about. So what the whole challenge thing's kind of evolved now. In that just I think that the most powerful challenges are when we really just focus on a few things. And mindset, and this year the focus is going to be on discipline, because no matter what you're doing in life, what you want to accomplish in life, it really comes from discipline. And it just doesn't get any simpler than that, like, right? I mean, you have to put discipline around whatever you're trying to accomplish. And so this challenge, I feel like is going to really train the discipline, and then you can apply it to any area of your life. What I shared in class the other day, with Crystal and Tracy, was that I realized that I was just not being very disciplined on the simple things like walking. And I wanted to put some discipline around, and I guess I get in my head like, oh, I got to have 60 minutes every day, right? To do to work out or something or whatever. Well, that's not a reality for many of us. And for me now too, I just feel like I found myself blowing it off. If I didn't have all the time, if I didn't have that 60 minutes, or if I didn't have a big chunk of time, then, oh my God, I just don't have time to go out there. And by the time I get dressed and then get out there and, it's too much of an effort. Why bother? But I realize now that if you just take small bites and be consistent with it, then success breeds success. So just the fact that you get out there for say 30 minutes is what we're doing for this challenge. I'm not saying you only need to walk for 30 minutes. I'm saying that get out there for 30 minutes or get out there for 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the afternoon or whatever it is. But that 30 minutes, I feel like you can break that up. You can, if you're working, right? And if you say you have a break at lunch, maybe you're going to just take 10 minutes and go do the stairs or go walk out in the parking lot or find a trail. But you don't even need to have special clothes on it to do walking. You really don't. Like this morning, I went to church at 9:15. I could have blown it off because I had to go somewhere afterwards. I said, no, I put on my outfit and I did 30 minutes. I mean, I just broke it up or I did the 30 minutes this morning. I could have done 15 and 15, like when I got back home. Point is it just creates this mindset that you're not going to get overwhelmed, that you can do it. Right. And just stick to it. And then, of course, as you get more disciplined, you'll be more inspired, I think, to do more. And that's fine. Or some days you're only going to do what you need to do. Right. So that's sort of like the mindset of this particular challenge. So what I wanted to start off with was, wait, is somebody trying to come in? No. Okay. So what I wanted to try to really start off with is just getting right into it. And I'm going to share this screen with you. You guys will have a chance to talk. Don't worry. Let me share this screen with you so you get, because then, oh, share. I haven't been on Zoom in a while, so. Okay. So can everyone see this? I'm going to move it over.
Mhm.
Everybody see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, living in ritual. So I think some of us got inspired in Sedona, and I know I did. And I really just, when I was thinking about, again, kind of the theme for the beginning of this year, and with the year, so you guys have heard me talking in class. If you haven't been in class, like Jean, I know you've been out, but we've been talking about 2025 was the year of the snake in the Chinese zodiac. And that was, last year was a year energetically, was a year with the sort of the snake characteristics of sort of a slow moving year. If you think of a snake operating kind of in the shadows, more of a slow moving creature, cold-blooded, it needs a catalyst, right? So the sun to warm it up. And the snake carries, in the Chinese zodiac and also energetically, the snake carries the energy of feminine and masculine. So when you think of, I mean, we do too, we carry both energies. But the snake carries both feminine and masculine energy. Now, the snake carries the feminine energy because it's a slow moving creature, but because it actually helps to bring forward masculine energy. And it's very adaptable. So when you think of that energy of adaptability, being able to switch back and forth, right? So the year of the snake really was about rebirth, renewal. And when you think about the snake, shedding, molting, right? So making way for new growth, rebirth, embracing change, getting ready for change, which now in 2026, we step into the year of the horse. And it's a different horse. It's a fire horse. We've had other horses, types of horses in the past. In the Chinese zodiac, these animals repeat themselves like every decade. But coming now, the year of the horse, we have and the Chinese New Year, just for your information, starts on February 17th. So that's when the Chinese New Year starts. So February 17th, the horse is going to run, and the characteristics of a horse, when you think of a beautiful, majestic animal, the horse represents freedom, action, adventure, personal liberation. But because this is the year of the horse, the fire horse, there's a little bit of an element here with the added fire. We have to watch out for being impulsive. So, right. So when you think of the beginning of the year, and also now I've been doing a lot of things, astrology, different things over the last couple of years. And, one of the things that's coming through in the astrological world is that taking a look at the first part of the year, coming into ritual, coming into being intentional, and thinking about coming into kind of slow transition coming into the first part of the year, because of this fire horse, and because everybody's always gung-ho at the beginning of the year. We want to shift our mind and say, look, let's be intentional as we come into the beginning of the year, and let's take our time, because lots of things were happening, right, in 2025, whether we noticed them or not, whether we were aware or not. Things are always brewing, right? Things are always working in us. They're working for us on our behalf. And if you really if you really start to take notice, and I think during this challenge, we're going to do a journal. We're going to do a journal piece too, getting you to really start thinking about how you feel about things. How do you, and when your thoughts and your visions and your dreams, you're getting information's coming in all the time. And if we just stop and go, wait a minute, that was some information. Or like, I had a vision the other night about my grandmother that I hadn't thought about in a while. It's like, why am I having that? And just being able to spend time like noticing that, and then writing it down and going, I had a vision about my grandmother. Like, what is that? What does that mean? Like, what's coming? What is trying to come through for me? Right. So in the beginning of the year here, we're going to get that, because you're bringing in all this stuff from 2025. Some things have finished and some things aren't finished yet. And so we need to kind of get into this mindset of, I think about it like here it says we're coming into 2026, and there's like residuals, things that have peeled down, but things are left for us. Like, what's left for us? And so let's take our time. We getting into 2026, and like the energy is ground. Like, let things finish in their own time. Don't let the calendar get you all excited, right? Just get yourself into this mindset of like, let me just slow down and really finish, resolve, and then see what's left to blossom, something new and exciting. Because this is going to be a big year. Energetically, this is a monster year. So that's just something to get excited about right there. And then knowing that, you have this energy of fire horse waiting. So like, try to visualize yourself like getting up on the horse, right? This beautiful animal saddling up, and then remember that you're the rider. You've got the reins, and you've got this beautiful horse to take you through your year. So let's take the first couple of months to kind of resist the urge to be impulsive, but resist the urge to start anything new. It's called the new year, but let's just take a minute and take a beat and go, all right, we're coming into, not only are we finishing a year, we're finishing a karmic cycle. So if you look at numerology, 2027, let's see, 2016, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2017, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 2017 was year 1. And now 2025 was year 9. So you add the numbers up in the year, right? So now we're starting a brand new karmic cycle, year 1, 2026. And I know it adds up to 10, but you reduce to 1. So we're entering this brand new thing, like this big moment. And so it's big. And we're really standing in a really good place here to take advantage of what's being amplified, right? If we just take a moment to do that. And it's, it's different. I know me, I'm like, get the calendar out and get going. But I've really spent a lot of time as I prepared for this challenge, preparing it for you guys. And then also getting ready for the Philosophy Club. For those of you guys who are interested in that, getting ready for that too, is going to be, I think, really powerful this year. So now we turn ourselves to the actual challenge. Like, what are we going to do for 30 days? So the first thing that I would like everyone to do is set goals. So think about, again, this can happen this week. It doesn't have to happen tonight. Just get it, you're going to just start getting into it here. So what do you think about? What do you want to continue to work on? And what I want you to think about is, remember where you are now in this moment is an accumulation of all the work that's been done, or all the work that's been done, all the work that you've been doing, or what you haven't been doing. And that's so think of yourself as just this like accumulation of where you are now, right? And last year before, like, take a look and set up and start to think about like some things that, obviously are clearly finished, right? You're done. And look at some things that still need work. Like, get clear about those things and write them down. And usually the number 3, it's always like, all these things are always like, come up with 3 goals, right? So if you have more than that, I get it, but try to think about 3 concise goals that you want to work on or get started on, and again, you're not going to finish them in 30 days, potentially. You might get clarification. You might get some ahas. You might be like, I thought that was a goal, but it's actually done. I mean, I already finished that, but I just keep beating on the dead horse here, So start to get some clarity around that. And right now, if you're just like, oh my God, I don't even know. I'm panicked. I don't know. I don't even know what I want to work on. That's okay, because the journaling is going to really help you clear up maybe some of this feeling of, I don't know. And that's okay. Just sit with it. I want y'all to write this down too. And I'll write it in the notes here, but this was powerful for me. And I think when you're starting something, or I'm just pulling it up on my phone. I'm not checking my text or anything. Okay. So this is something you can write down. Okay. So we're going to practice the pause. When in doubt, pause. When angry, pause. When tired, pause. When stressed, pause. So on and so on. When disgusted, pause. When confused, pause. And when you pause, keep calm. By the way, anybody can jump in if you have anything that pops into your head and you want to share.
You're going to send these things to us, Sue?
Yeah.
Can you email them so we can print them out more easily?
Yes, ma'am.
Rather than on the phone?
going to put all this. I mean, I can do a Google Doc and invite you, but I can also put it. I'll put a link. I'll put it in an actual email if you want to.
Okay, because I don't think WhatsApp is not on the computer, is it?
WhatsApp's on your phone. I'm not putting this in WhatsApp. It's too big.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to put all this information in I think a Google Doc's better, because then you can just, right? Everybody's on Gmail.
Great. Yep.
Okay, good. It's already right here. I'll just be inviting you to it.
Mhm.
Okay, good. Okay, so that's our goal section. Any questions on that? Okay, so our 30-day practice together will create discipline and consistency as you get focused and listen for what's next in your life. All righty, here's the fun part. Okay, so daily calisthenics, old school calisthenics. We've been doing these in class. So, you know, the that kind of stuff you've been doing. Crystal, this is your favorite.
Yeah, I do that so well.
Valerie looked at you the other night and went, God, Mom, you're so flexible. Remember on that one? You were like, okay. So
Some things are better than others.
I know, right? BA, are you excited? All the stuff, new stuff coming,
Yeah.
getting back to it?
My head is spinning.
I know. Okay, my head is spinning. Okay, daily calisthenics. So simple, you guys. We're going to do 5 exercises, 10 reps, 3 sets. I'm going to send you a video. I did a video for you the other day, but I realized I didn't have my microphone on and it was hard to hear me because I was like down and downward dog. So I'm going to use my microphone and I'm going to redo the video. 2 ways you can do these. You can go outside when you do your 30 minutes of walking and do the 3 sets out there. That's how I do mine. I go out and while I'm doing my 30 minutes, I'll do my 3 sets out there. Okay. And it's a great way to get it all done and it's outside and you feel good. If you prefer to do the calisthenics with me, inside, you know, you just feel like that and kind of work it and do a little yoga with it, then I'm going to do I'll do a video. I'll re-record the video I did the other day for you and with my microphone, so you'll be able to hear me. And then you can do the whole video with me. It'll take like 20 minutes and you can do the whole thing with me. So, and you can mix it up. Maybe one day you want to go outside and do your 30 minutes and do your calisthenics, or you want to stay inside and do the 20-minute video. Okay. So you'll have both options. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, yes. So are you putting that up on the video on the website, or are you just sending it through?
I'm thinking, I think I can put the links. I'm going to put them on YouTube, you know, do a YouTube,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and then I'll stick them in the WhatsApp,
Okay,
or
Great.
I can put them in, I can put them in in an email too, but the WhatsApp's nice because it's always there.
Yes, yes. That's
Mhm.
probably better because we carry it with us. So.
Yeah. Is that good for everybody? And then what I can do is I'm going to give you a new video every couple days so we keep our body, you know, you'll have
Move-
a
Moving
bank,
and grooving.
moving and grooving, and you'll have a bank of exercises. And then let me think about it, because over the 30 days, I think I'm going to build a page on my website, then it's easy and everything will be right there, like all the videos. You know, I already have that on Vital 8. There's a page on Vital 8 and it's easy because I'll just put a link in I can just put a link. So you don't have to you don't have to freak out about, oh my God, how am I going to find this? And I got to go on this. It'll just be a link and you just click it and it'll take you right to the page. So.
Do we need a login for the Vital 8?
No.
Okay.
No, it's all on there. It's in a tab up top. I can show you, Crystal. And it's.
I saw the tab, but I didn't click on it. I didn't know if we needed a login for.
Yeah, no, you
that.
can access everything and there is a video page, but I'll put that on the pull down. But this is easy. The whole thing is, you guys, what I want you to understand is, and what I've just done in my own life is, you don't want to complicate doesn't duplicate, right? You can't be consistent with complicated. Simplicity is what we're all looking for, and your body needs that. And, you know, we're busy ladies, but we want to just, you feel so good when you just get out and do that little bit. And then you know that there's always more for us right on the table. There's always more, but like being consistent with just doing you know, is really powerful. It really builds confidence. So 5 exercises, 10 reps, 3 sets. It's just, I mean, you can bang those out, and you can do them. If you don't have time, you can do them in your kitchen. You can do them, you know, while you're waiting for the microwave, and you can, like, you know, you can literally, I do, I'm all over the house. So, and you can do 5 sets. What the hell? But don't worry about doing more. Just do this. Like, it's hard enough to get this done every day. You know, you think it wouldn't be, but it is. It's a challenge getting it all done, girls. And we got to do our nails. We got to do our facials. We got to do, blah, 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 you know, it's crazy. Okay. So you're going to get a video from me. And then let's see, you can, work it in. to your day throughout the day. You guys get that. Okay, so that's the daily calisthenics. This is all body weight stuff, and it's really gonna be good. It moves your it gets your lymph system going. It gets the chi moving. There's a lot to it. Okay, walking goals. What are you guys doing now? And then I'm going to help you guys level up over the next 30 days. So who's walking consistently? Let's just take a minute to share that. Who's walking consistently? I know Jean is. I see her out. She's got that. Jean, what are
I'm
you
doing about 2 times a week. That's pretty much all I've been able to squeeze in so far, but I do want to up that.
Okay. Is it because your back situation or is it just time?
It's time or timing.
Yeah, timing.
No.
Yeah. It's easy to
And
blow-
it's cold outside. I hate cold.
It's cold.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is cold.
It's good for you, but I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, who else?
I've been walking probably 5 days a week, but only like a mile. And I definitely want to get back to, I was doing 2 to 3 miles.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely would like to up that. And sometimes I do 30 minutes, sometimes I'm 20 and then 20 later. And, I'm always trying to get my steps in too.
Right.
Because I was so limited. So I was really got focused on steps.
Mm-hmm. So, and Crystal?
I'm a blank slate.
Okay. We love that. We love the only way is up.
That's right.
I mean, you do 5 minutes, you're success. You have a successful day.
Well, I mean, I do walking around the house, but no actual focused walking. I haven't, that has not been me. And it's freaking cold out there.
It's freaking cold. I know, but they make coats and stuff and hats. Yeah.
I just came in from a walk. It was very crisp.
It's crisp. Yeah.
Mhm.
I like that, Val. You're cramming before the call. I like that. Oh my God, I know we're going to be walking. I'm going to walk.
Yeah.
Liz?
I walk a lot when I'm up at my mom's because we have all that land. And if I'm at work, sometimes if I have a chance, I'll go out and I'll walk, for 15, 20 minutes or so, but I'm on my feet a lot all day long anyway.
Yeah.
And I haven't done anything in the evenings because it's been dark.
Well, but if you are, who's clocking their steps? Like, who has the ring or the phone or the?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
I used to have a Fitbit and I loved it because it clocked my steps, but the Fitbit broke. So I haven't gotten a new one of those. And, I'll try to, come up with something like that so I can count my steps. Cause I can guarantee you with my job, I'm getting in 10,000 a day
Yeah.
without anything.
Well,
Yeah.
you're probably okay. I mean, I was just going to say that, like, if you have an active job and you're up on your feet and you're moving and grooving, that counts, right? If you're doing 10,000 steps a day, because I know what you do at your job, like your job sites,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. That's good. And, that counts. I would say just having more, well, let's just stay there. I think that's good.
But I do like the consistent. I mean, I like the fact, I need to get back into, even if it's, 15 minutes a night. I like the idea of being forced to be outside. That's where I thrive. I like to be outside.
Right.
It's too easy to come in when it's dark and, not.
It is challenging with the dark weather. I get it. There is really benefit for walking after you eat.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Big benefits to that. Like I said to myself, one of the things I wanted to do is after I eat at night, I want to just walk 15 minutes. And if that's the treadmill, which I have a treadmill, or if it's too cold to go out, then, or even just get up and like before you sit down, stand up and march in place. Like, I don't know, do 20 marching steps, do something, it gives the glucose somewhere to go. you know, it all adds up. All these little things add up. And that's kind of again, the theme is living in ritual. Like it adds up. Little things, a lot of little things often, right? Adds up. And many crumbs make a pile, you know, and it really does at our age with our metabolism. And it just really, we have to get really crafty, and we really do have to trick, or not trick, but like we have to hack um the body. We do. And so yeah, like just doing some steps after dinner, looking at your day, trying to get the steps in. Today I had to go get a new couch for my cabin. I parked way far away in the parking lot. You know, like I went to the thing. I picked the farthest spot I could park, and I walked in. Little things like that. Like it just adds up. Adding a weighted vest is a way to level up. It can be a little tough on the joints. So if you're not used to it, then, you know, you don't want to do it a lot, but maybe for the first part of your walk, and then you ditch it and go out for the rest of the second half. Finding incline, you know, levels yourself up. Like, so maybe if you don't have a treadmill or you don't go to the gym, just go out and try to find some hills, maybe take a hike once a week. You know, we can do some of that together too. Over the 30 days, we can meet up and do stuff. So I'm totally in for that. But for the challenge, let's just go for 30 minutes. And then once you get out there, you know, you realize, my God, I'm okay unless it's windy, you know. So like, what are some options now for the thought of, if we do have rain on a day, or if it's really windy, or it's horrible, or it's snowing, or whatever, like what are some of the things that we can do for our 30 minutes? We change walking now into 30 minutes of movement, right? So maybe you just stay in the house and do some kind of like a little HIIT workout or something. Okay, I have some of those videos on my website that you could do, or I'll put up a new one just because, so it's fresh, like a 30-minute movement. That sound good?
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Great.
Perfect.
Awesome. Okay, so I'll put in these notes, like incline, best. If you're a jogger, you could even jog a little bit if you wanted to, just get some bounce in there. Light jog, whatever. I just move your body, preferably outside, 30 minutes. And you know, get it done. And if you don't like the cold, like, okay, well, just you know, bundle up, get out there. You're going to feel good. It's going to be refreshing, revitalizing. I mean, the air, it's so good for us. Do it in 15, you know, challenge yourself. Right. And then, or a 30-minute like video, do that for, like, if it's bad weather, you're just like, I'm not going out, it's too cold. Just move your body. Okay. So we have our calisthenics. We can do that with our walk, or standalone video with little old me. It's a 20-minute video I'll put together for you guys. And then develop our walking goals. These are your personal, you know, personal goals. So like, minimum's 30, but like maybe you're just like really good, you love walking, so maybe you just say, you know what, I want to walk more, but I'm going to add in some of this other stuff for resistance. Okay, any questions on that?
Mhm.
No.
Okay, cool. All right, personal journal practice. I'm so excited about this practice. You guys can look over this right here, and I'm going to get my cord because my computer's getting ready to die. Okay. So this, I think, one of the coolest things that I discovered, and I'm so excited to do it. And I've been doing it, but to share it with you guys. So this is the journal piece of our three-prong practice together. So how many of you guys are journaling? How many of you guys are journaling regularly? Or trying to journal regularly?
Trying is a good word.
Okay. Do you
The
have
thought's always there.
thoughts are there? Right. It is, well, I'm with you. I fall off. I start, then I fall off. I start,
Yeah.
I fall off. That's why I think having a practice with it or a guided journaling is really good, because a lot of times, you start and then you're like, I really don't have anything to say. I'm not going to do it today, or I'm busy or whatever. But when you have some well, I found that it's just having a guided journal practice has been really good. So so let me tell you my thoughts behind this. We're going to be using the moon as a guide, and let me share the screen with you on this, because this is cool. Hang on, I got to get back to our, let's see, how do I get out of this? Gonna get back to our full screen. Okay, full meeting screen. Share the other page. Okay. So this is cool, you all. This is so cool. Okay, so this is a moon guided journal, journaling. So we know, okay, so the moon has long been an ancient guide, reflecting a living rhythm within us. Well before calendars and clocks, women tracked their cycles, harmonizing their lives with the moon's waxing and waning light. Every moon phase echoes a stage within ourselves. Menstrual cycle, that's long gone for all of us, most of us, I think. But although we don't cycle, right? We still are feminine, and we still have creative juices, and we still have hormones. Even though we don't have a lot, we still have hormones. So there is a value to balancing them, and you can balance them through these rhythms, these natural rhythms, like the light, the earth getting on the ground. We know that. We know that. Living in nature, living in rhythm with nature. So this practice represents feminine cosmology, recognizing the moon is not separate, recognizing that the moon is not separate from us. And as the moon goes through her 4 phases, we also cycle through our own. Together, they create the spiral of creation: beginnings, rising, illuminating, and letting go. And these are the 4 phases of the moon. So in our journal practice together, each day, I invite you to notice the phase and the sign of the moon, what phase and what sign the moon is in. Now, I'm going to send you guys that every single day. What's cool about the moon is it's the fastest moving, it's the fastest moving planet, right? Even though it's not a planet, it's the moon, but it's the fastest moving astrological thing. So in other words, it moves in and out of different signs every 2 to 3 days. That's why it's important to really pay attention to the moon, what's going on with it. So if you want, you can download this. I'll be sending this to you, but you can download this moon app. That's freaking cool. I will send it to you I'll link it in, and you're going to see the moon, and then you'll be able to tell what it looks like every day and what sign it's in. Okay, and I'll send it to you, but I'm also going to send you this information every day too. So the lunar cycle is more than light in the sky. It's the rhythm of creation itself. Lunar energy is feminine. So when we align with her, we align with the essence of the goddess. Well, again, we are masculine and feminine energy. But let's face it, the world is really dominated by masculine energy. So the more we can bring in this feminine energy into ourselves, we then can be, we can impact and help to like neutralize and balance out all this crazy shit that's going on. I feel like we have to be the change. We really have to soften to meet, like increases, opposites heal. So the more that we can focus and soften ourselves up a little bit, we can at least take the impact of what's happening around us a little bit better and hopefully be part of the change. The moon shows us where our energy rises, where it softens, and where it needs to be held with care. As you move through her phases, you'll begin to see your own patterns. When you feel magnetic, when you need rest, when your creativity flows, and when your shadows rise to be seen. The awareness is power. So for example, when the moon's in Gemini, this is written by my astrologist that I get my readings done by. This is her practice. So she's speaking from her voice. I notice I feel anxious and unsettled. It's not the moment when I'm in my fullest feminine strength. So I wouldn't choose that time to launch something important, right? We don't want to do anything, start anything when we feel anxious and unsettled. So that's the wisdom that the moon gives. She mirrors our inner world and shows us where we are most aligned. So she encourages a 3-month tracking. We can get into that later, but I just want you to get into the beginnings of this month. And you'll be writing down your moods, your energy, your clarity, your challenges, and your desires. This is pretty powerful because I think that what I've noticed in myself is that let's go back to these questions now. So, so in the morning, I really recommend doing this first thing in the morning. Now I know if you guys have to be at a job really early, it's challenging. But this really could take 5 minutes, but, you'll have to work it in when you can, right? And again, it's not awful to do it at night either, because that is the moon. That is when the moon's the brightest and shining. So, but we got girls, we got to do what we got to do. And sometimes you just can't do things when it's recommended, right? So you just do your best. So I will be sending out the moon cycle every day, and I'll do it the night before. That way, whenever you decide you're going to do your journaling, it'll be there for you in the first thing in the morning, or it's there for you that night when you get home. So you're gonna be writing down in your journal, or you can do it on the computer too. If you have a journal, like a document on your computer, that's where I do mine. You don't have to handwrite, you can type if you want. So for instance, my moon is in Cancer. I just wrote my moon, but the moon is in Cancer in the full moon cycle. So that's today. The moon is in Cancer in the full moon cycle. Now you may not care or ever care about what sign it's in. Yeah, what? Did someone say something? No. You may not ever care what sign it's in, and you may not want to go any deeper than just, hey, I just want to be tracking with the moon. I don't care what sign it's in. That's fine, because that's just a deeper step. But if you want to start with that, you can put that down every day and just be aware of what it's in. And then you're going to just kind of free write in your journal and answer these questions below here. Over time, what you're going to be looking for and what you will start to see and feel is you're looking for inspiration, you're looking for patterns, and you're really looking for feedback on your natural needs and rhythm. And what comes up really for me, and what's been coming up for me, is that I didn't really know like what feeling I was having. Like I couldn't really label the feeling. I was like, because this question is, what deep feelings, emotions, or surfacing for me right now? So basically you're sitting there, you're in the whatever cycle of the moon, you're just aware of it. And then you're going to answer these questions every day. And I was like, I don't know what feeling I'm having. Like, I don't know. Am I angry? Am I agitated? Am I pissed? Am I tired? Am I feeling, do I feel grateful? I don't know. You know, I mean, it's kind of like confusing and like muddy. So I said, I think we need a list of possible feelings so that you can look at the list and then it helps you become more discerning or aware or better at labeling what you're actually feeling. And it's so important to be able to know how you feel, to like really get clear on how you feel, because feelings turn into actions, right? Feelings can go into big emotions. They can turn into bigger emotions. We can also bury our feelings. We can ignore them. We can talk ourselves in and out of, I shouldn't be feeling that. Well, yeah, you feel what you feel, right? So I think this is a really foundational practice for going forward in our life. When you're trying to go for clarity and make decisions in your life and figure out what you really want, what really makes you happy in your life, I think it's real important to be able to label feelings and live in that pause I was talking about. Like before you blow up on people, be able, I'm feeling this way. I'm going to pause. I'm going to be calm, and then I'm going to respond. So I think this is a really cool practice to go through this. And I've been enjoying it as I've been doing it in preparation for this. So here's the list. And again, I'll put all this is going to be available to you. I'm going to work on it tonight and have it ready for you. But so you're going to go through, you're going to write at the top of your journal every day. You're going to write the date, what sign the moon's in, and the cycle. And I will again send it to you, or you can download the app and look at it yourself. And then you're going to just answer these questions. Simple as that. And here is a list of emotions that you can look at to help you label what you're feeling. So this is from like a website of psychology, whatever, where these are common models. These are the common emotions, basic emotions everybody agrees on. So there's your list: happiness, sadness, anger, fear, disgust, surprise, anticipation, acceptance, trust. Okay. And then there's all these different words. So you can kind of like what feeling you're having, and then you can kind of label it, write it down. And then other important emotions and feelings. So that's a pretty comprehensive list. You should be able to find the label of what you're feeling in there.
Should be one of those.
It should be one of those.
Or many.
Words of power. And you can be feeling multiple emotions. That's a whole thing. Like I was sitting there feeling, oh my God, like I'm sort of eager, but I'm also scared, but I'm open, but God, I feel like a little tense too. So I think it's kind of cool to like be really getting in touch with how we're feeling. So I'll give you guys that list. So that's it. That's it. It's your journal. You write it, you answer these questions. What deep feelings, emotions are surfacing for me right now? So it creates a pause. You create a pause and you go, how am I feeling? What is the theme of these feelings? So the theme might be like, I'm pissed off at, this person at work, and I feel, I'm frustrated, whatever. The theme might be work, right? Or the theme might be family. Like all my feelings are around family and all the stuff that or it might be, the theme might be around my body image, or the theme might be around food or whatever. It's like, you just kind of like gather these feelings that you're having. And then is there a theme? Maybe there isn't. Maybe it's just all over the place, but you'll get better at learning to look for the themes. How do I feel in my body? What emotion is present? And then where, right? Because there's feelings and emotions. Emotions typically are supercharged feelings. They're like turned into something with your brain, like your thoughts. And then what emotion is present? Where does this emotion live and why might it be there? This was a tough one for me. Like, where am I even feeling this? At first I thought it was all in my head, but then if you really start thinking about it, how do I feel in my body? well, like some of the motions were, or some of the feelings were in my heart. You know, I was like feeling heavy in my chest, or my gut is acting up. Well, you can bet your life that your emotions are in your gut, like you're having in there. You know, we all have those IBS moments, or your back's hurting, right? A lot of times back pain is just a result of unresolved issues, your parking, your anxiety in your back. It shows up all over the body. So just helping you really start to like pay attention to yourself and go, where is all this landing, you know? And let's get these, let's get some of this this sort of dis-ease out of my body, get it out like before it can land.
Is there a point where we have a discussion
Yeah,
in this?
we can.
Of
Yeah.
course,
So I will offer, in the past, I've offered a Zoom like every week, optional Zoom. You can come on and talk about it, or you can just anytime reach out. And I've done accountability partners before, like I've partnered you guys up, and you can talk to each other every week as we go through it. But we only have 8 of us, so we could just do a Zoom, or you could talk to me. What do you guys want to do with that? Do you feel like would be nice to have an accountability partner, like a little team you up? I could do a random team up.
I don't know. I feel like I would learn a lot from listening to everybody, talk about how they're feeling and how they're processing this whole thing.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jean. Yeah. Since it's a small group, it's more intimate.
Yeah. If you guys are up for that, I love the weekly Zoom, because I feel like the next one I won't talk. I'm just giving you guys but then the next one I'll,
we could also put in the WhatsApp, how we're doing any particular day.
and that happens organically. Typically on these things, I'll do a little every day. I'll do like a little inspiration thing, and then everybody starts kicking in. So it sort of evolves like that. And then we could do a Zoom. So does this time work for everybody? Usually like a 5 o'clock on Sundays, or do you want it later?
Usually.
No, it works for me.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Okay. 4 or 5. Yeah.
I'm
right.
probably more towards the 5 side, because I'm usually driving. If I'm away, I'm usually driving
Okay.
at least, before that. Usually, by 5, or I can always just prop up the phone and do it in the car if I'm getting good service. But
yeah, but you never know when you're coming out of those mountains, right?
yeah, you don't. But yeah, the later on a Sunday, the better.
Okay. Yeah, I like the later too, like 5. 5 works.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's do that, and that'll be great. That'll be something to look forward to, and we can, throughout the week, please don't hold if you need something. Again, I'll be prompting you throughout the week on WhatsApp. You'll be getting some emails from me. I'm going to get all this stuff together for you, so you don't have to, you can really soak it in. Just right now, just work on your goals, and get your goals. And then I will send out tonight, I will send you out your first email. It'll have your to-dos for tomorrow. And I'll pop the link in for the video. I'll go down and do the video for you right after this. And then, I already have the one for the outside to do. I already did the one outside. So I'll pop that in. And what else? Oh, okay. So the last thing is, and if you want help on eating stuff, we can talk about that too offline. You can ask me anything about that. The 4th thing is accountability. So we'll have our weekly Zoom call. We'll have our WhatsApp. And as far as just keeping yourself, I know everybody has their own strategies for recording stuff. Like some people like to do it like a sheet, like a checklist, just think about if you need help with coming up with a way to record things. I mean, it's so simple that all you have to do is like 30 minutes a day. Maybe you're going to journal and say, okay, today you're going to do your journal and I walk and I do my calisthenics. Like does anybody have any ideas on how they're going to stay accountable to themselves, how they're going to record their progress? That's the main thing.
I'm a checklist girl, so I'm probably gonna make a checklist
Okay.
or just mark it off in my
Yeah.
calendar, each day.
Okay. Know what's going on with my thing. Yeah. Mark in the calendar. I've made lists before, like I've printed out an empty calendar and it's in the other room, but I think I have that on the Vital 8. I've done that before. I'll send you guys that. That's fun. It's like a empty calendar and you can print it out. Let me show you. It's right here. Yeah. So I put everything on here and I just kind of, record stuff, but I have them, I've done them for a year and a half, but they get kind of crazy, but I'll put on, they're just an empty calendar and I write on here like what I did every day in the box, walk, yoga, sauna, whatever, and I keep an account for them. It's kind of cool I've been doing them for a while. So I'll send you this template and you can just print it out on your printer. And then you can use it to write in there.
Great.
Yeah.
Good.
Doing it. It's worked well for me.
I think too, when you actually, it's a visual, like you'll be like, wow, I didn't walk or I didn't this, or that helps you just being accountable to the visibility of writing down what you did and
Right.
a reminder of what you need to add or change or.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you can mix it up, realize that you're doing the same thing all the time and then change it up so that you can, get a little more variety.
Yeah.
Because, we're still all trying to do other things too. Like I know some people are playing pickleball or some people are, of course, we've got our yoga classes. We have some people are trying to lift weights, go to the gym. So, some people I record my sauna sessions and other things. So like, you know what I mean? So I put everything on here and I look on there and go, oh my God, like I got to get it together here. I've only done the sauna once this week. So I have to do it tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like it helps you not blow things off and be really aware of what you're doing and what you're not doing and what you said you were going to do and what you're not doing. I put on when I soak in the Epsom salts or and I'll put on how much I walked. So I'll just be like walk and I'll do 3 miles or whatever it is. So these minimums that we're trying to be disciplined on, I'm just trying to be like, keeps us from blowing things off. Just if you just say I'm only, 30 minutes. I mean, it can be, it's daunting. I mean, sometimes it's like our schedules are so busy, right? We're all trying to be places and do things, but the other side of it is we need to make ourselves a priority. Like we really have to be, we should be a real big, important part of our life, and how we treat ourselves should be a pretty big part of our life, right? Balancing out self-care with caring for others. Like that's kind of a theme this year too, because you can get really distracted when things are moving quickly, and they always seem to be. So yeah. All right. Well, that's all I have. Anybody else, if anybody wants to share anything, now?
I'm excited.
Thank you so much.
So
Sorry.
you said something earlier that really resonated with me about how we need to work on increasing like our self-awareness and our ability to absorb things that happen to us more softly, that to be able to not react with anger or anxiety or fear, because there's so many things coming at you all the time. Sometimes you're just like And it's not so much like my family or anything, it's just like the world. And
Right.
I need to get better at just like finding some kind of equanimity where I'm still like aware of what's going on and I still care about it, but I'm not letting it wag the dog, you know?
Totally affect you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, what I've noticed is that, you know, we need more practice at being softer, and these restorative practices that we're doing in class. And then of course, you know, I know a lot of you all do meditation, and they're all really good at, we have to practice being non-reactive. I mean, I saw this woman today behind me. I pulled out in front of her. I was coming out of it was like a turn lane, and she was rolling into this turn lane, and she was behind me. She's like, you know, like, I mean, straight up freaking out. And I just looked in the rear view and I went, wow, like, she is, I mean, she was, I'm like, how are you coming undone? Right. And our nervous systems are really dysregulated because we're, you know, just being in the world, our cortisol's pumping. We're just, you know, we're at the ready all the time. And, you know, this is why the breathing practices are really important, because they are attached to the vagus nerve. They're attached to the psoas muscle, or the diaphragm. You know, all of these practices we do they're really important, because we regulate ourselves in practice, so that when we go out and we get hit by these unexpected things, we don't, you know, we don't jerk, we don't react, which then creates more stress, right? Whereas
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
all it does is create more stress. All anger does is create more stress. It doesn't do anything. Like, people so freaked out about anything and everything, it doesn't do anything to heal the world, right? So this pause thing, which was on that pause thing that I put in there about, I've been doing that, like, just creating the pause. We have to practice the pause. Like, so as we get in touch with our own emotions, what I've been doing is you know, again, feelings. How do I feel? How am I feeling right now? What are my emotions? Being really better at identifying the emotion before it can turn into an action that we then go, well, that doesn't make anything better. That just makes it worse.
Exactly.
And sometimes you can feel like an alien, you know, you can kind of feel like you're the only person in the world that's doing any of this, because you're like, am I the only one what am I? But you're really learning to live in the world, Jean, like you just said, you're learning to live in the world without becoming the world. You know, it's not that you don't care. We actually care more. We're trying to be more, stand in the light and be the light and be the yes for somebody else, be a better neighbor, be a better friend, be a better person by being in the pause, so that we can then, again, be a little bit of a soft landing for people. And then you change the world, because people go, oh my gosh, like, wow. You know, they can see, I went to church this morning and the sermon was on, he said, you can see the light, and when you're filled with the Holy Spirit, you can see it in people's eyes. They have this light in their eyes. And I feel like people, when we go out there, and people can see the difference, you know, in our eyes, because we're enlightened, right? We get it, and we're there for them. Like, we're not here to make it worse for them, you know. We're here to make it better for them. So that's what this is all about. Just getting more peaceful in our hearts, so that we can then be the difference. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. I like the word pause.
Definitely.
Really. I'm going to be saying that. Especially
It
helps
gives
you
you,
not overreact on something.
Right.
Sometimes it's easy to overreact, not
Right.
just on big things, but little things that like, what the heck? What was that about?
Yeah, and one of the words this year that's coming up is it's coming through is purification. So like the first part of the year, this just take it easy, man. Get into it. Relax. Come into your year. Like we don't need to be coming in like on two wheels, right? Just get into your year. Lean in. And like think about like this beginning as a purification, preparing ourselves for what's coming because you don't know what's coming. We don't know. We don't know. It could be anything. And I don't like to label things because, but it could be anything. So let's be ready for whatever it takes, but we really have to be ready in our hearts and our minds and our bodies. And because we've all noticed in each other that we see in each other the challenges that each other are facing physically and with our family members and our big life decisions and the world. And so we just need to be as ready as we can. So as we purify, our bodies, our minds, we don't have to be afraid of anything. We don't. Because everything we need is right here. We just need to get clear about it and just give ourselves the time to stand and be still and then we can figure it out. In the pause.
I like it.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
All right, ladies. Anybody else?
No, everything's great. This is going to be great.
I love this.
Mhm.
I love this. I love this. I love this. All of us together. So, okay, well, I'm going to go down and do my video. Just
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, Sue.
Yeah,
Hey,
Thank
look,
you.
it's awesome and perfect timing.
We all
Yeah.
keep each other going. That's what I'm loving about it. And I appreciate you guys.
We appreciate you. for
Thanks.
sure.
We do.
All right. Well, have
Thank
a
you.
good evening.
Thanks.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay.
We'll see. Keep an eye out for all the stuff. And for everybody that's going to watch this video later, Tracy, Tina, and you guys, I'm recording it. It'll be available. So it's there.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Thank you,
Love y'all.
Sue.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Bye.
Night, night.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. And recording.
I'm trying to find out how to end.
I'm trying.